What's up, y'all? Do you like to think of yourself as a good person? Because if you do, you might be in trouble. That could get used against you. Toxic people use that. They got sonar for it. This motherfucker likes to think they're a good person. Let me say some shit that goes against that concept of themselves. They will do that. They will accuse you of stuff. And if you're unaware of the way these dynamics work and you're an empath that identifies yourself as a good person, you don't want that misaligned version of yourself to propagate. So your knee-jerk reaction will be to defend yourself. Also, if you were, raised up in with narcissism around, and you tend towards an overactive guilt reaction and toxic shame, that it'll just trigger right into that, like it'll hit right in that nerve of all that sort of guilt and toxic shame. So yeah, a toxic person will see you coming, and that's a tactic that they use to rope you into a crazy making argument and try to make you explain yourself even when you haven't done anything wrong. And you'll be like, wait, no, you got it all wrong. And then all of a sudden you're like locked in like some kind of drama or debate that has nothing to do with you. It's just to do with the person who's throwing some kind of wild accusation your way out of the blue. So you got to be careful about that. There's all kinds of things like that they do, and when you're trying to explain yourself to that person, they put themselves in a position where you've done them wrong and you haven't, and you're in the bear trap at that point. So yeah, it's a funky game. And it comes from their own boredom and their own, you're a toy at that point. They're just playing you. You think you're still under the impression that if there's somebody comes at you with something like that there's a reason, that maybe you did something wrong, and your toxic shame and your overarching guilt complex will sort of like, that'll reflect in you like, oh yeah, I kind of maybe did do this or did do that, or it was a misunderstanding, and then next thing you know, you're in some crazy making debate. And then, and from there you can get easily, gaslit and messed with, and it's a nonsense machine. That's why focus on, yourself and physical fitness and these like daily like practices to get your state of mind together. I spent yesterday, I feel like I spent all day getting my state of mind together. I went running kind of early, but it was just a head full of garbage. Until the very end. I won't let a whole day go without getting there in the end. And then you wake up good. I woke up good today and had a really, really, really good day. But yeah, so that over explaining yourself, and you got to get to a point where a great reaction to a narc is I'm sorry you have that faulty impression of me, or don't defend yourself. In other words, as soon as you start defending yourself, you're in the bear trap. Just let it go. Just be like, I mean, unless you did something fucked up. Like, if you did do something fucked up, then okay. But just, this is for the cases where you didn't do anything. And then just be like, if you can either ignore it entirely, if that's possible. That's hard to do, but you can do it. Or you could just respond with, I'm sorry that you have that faulty impression of me. And it'll be like, wait, what? Aren't you going to defend yourself? No? You're perfectly okay. You're perfectly fine thinking that about me if that's your reality. That is a great silver bullet. Oh, I'm sorry that's your impression of me. The end. Because what they want is to engage in nonsense and drama to fill their time. But do you have time for that? Have you manifested the life of your wildest dreams already? I know I haven't. I don't have time. I don't have time to engage in BS, So if you got that impression of me, that's all good. Have that impression. And be willing to, that's the recovery of codependency. That's the crux of codependency, is you care more about what other people think about you than what you think about you. And healing from all this is flipping that equation into you care more about what you think about you than what other people think about you. And for some of us, that is a really, really, really difficult thing to do, because we were raised up in a way where it mattered way more what other people were thinking. That was a defense mechanism for survival. And so then you go off into an adult life and you're sort of hyper vigilant about the emotions in the room, and that's what makes people empaths, because empaths are hypersensitive to everything going on around them, and they've tended to come out of abusive situations when they were younger. And that's what builds empaths up. And toxic people see that, and then they like key in on that, and then it's like, it's a game. It's game time, But within your recovery, you learn, you have the tools to be able to be like, okay, it's a form of gray rock in a way. We're just like, okay, whatever they're accusing you of, just be like, oh, okay, sorry you have that or you don't have to say sorry, just be like, I can live with you misrepresenting me in your mind. Wait, what do you mean I misrepresented? You did this. Okay. If you think so, I can live with that. Leave it. It's like, just leave it on the table. Don't defend yourself. No, I didn't do that. I didn't. No. Once you do that, they got you. That's the game. That's the hook. I didn't do that. I'm sorry. Wait, what? I've been a good friend. No. Just, they know you've been a good friend. They're bored. And you are like a pet to them. Like a cat with one of them laser things. Like just fucking with the cat. I mean, cats enjoy those laser things, so it's a weird, different analogy, but you know what I mean. That's it. So understand that that's what's happening. Understand that many people are out there doing stuff. Now, obviously, if a situation has come up that you did do some shit and it's a legit thing and it's not toxic in nature, then, you can recognize that too. I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, get to the point where you care more about what you think about you than what other people think about you. And that's a long road to get to. And don't beat yourself up for not being there already. Man, it's taken me ages just to even almost get there. I'm almost there. I'm starting to get there. I just like making videos. Peace. Have a good day.